Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to another episode. So let's continue the points of articulations, of course. So in the previous episode, we talked about the points of articulation, which is the middle of the tongue, right? Wasatul lisan, middle of the tongue. And then we said the letters that comes from the middle of the tongue are what? Jim, Ya, and Shin. You can just say J, Shun. So when you memorize J, Shun, which means army. So I think I gave you that as an assignment anyways. So Jaishun, those three letters comes from the middle of the tongue. And we've already give examples. Aj, J, Bayitun, Ya, and also Ash, Ash, and so on like that. So today we are going to move to the next part of the tongue. Okay, I've already told you that most of the letters actually, comes out, through the tongue and some other things that assist it. So the letters we'll be taking today, or the letter we're going to be taking today, is the letter bod. Bod. So actually, the Arabic as a language is referred to as lughatu bod, the letter or the language of bod, because this letter bod is very rare for you to see it in another language or for you to hear it from another language. It's very, very rare. Okay, that is why it's specific to this particular language, which is Arabic. That is why they call Arabic lughatu bod. Lughatu bod. So let's get right in. So how do we pronounce the letter bod? So it comes from the side of the tongue. So you see a picture in front of you, inshallah ta'ala. So the tongue, you already know the tongue is like this, towards the front, right? The tip in front, the middle, then the back, right? The side of the tongue, we call it hafatul lisan, side of the tongue, hafatul lisan, okay? So hafatul lisan, while eating, the molars, we call it adros, the molars by this side, or the molars, the teeth, the teeth which are the molars by this side, or the ones by this side, or both at the same time. So which means bod, the letter bod, you can pronounce it in three ways. Is either you use the side of your tongue, the right side of your tongue, do you understand, to kind of eat the molars by this side, while the vibration emanates from almost the back of the tongue while going towards the front. So that is why bod has a particular attribute we call istitala. Do you understand? This istitala basically is like, the vibration that when you want to pronounce bod, the vibration starts like from the side of the tongue and then it goes towards the front. Okay. So it's either you use the right side of your tongue to eat the molars by this side while the vibration move towards the tip of the tongue, or you use the left side of the tongue to kind of eat the molars by this side while the vibration emanates from this side towards the front of the tongue, or you can use both. Or you can use what? You can use both. So you can use the right side of this tongue and this side at the same time to kind of eat the molar by the side like this, while the vibration emanates from the side towards the front. So how do you pronounce it? Let us give it sukun. Let us bring a word that will have blood with sukun. So you have the word yadribu. You can see yadribu. So that is how bod is pronounced. Now, this letter is actually a very difficult letter for many to pronounce. It's very, very difficult, and it's not surprising. So it's very, very difficult actually. So, but with practice, inshallah ta'ala, you get it. When you practice more with your teacher, you listen more to your teacher and so on. Inshallah ta'ala, you get it. So that is dot with sukun. So with fatha, we have bo, boroba, boroba Allahu mathala, bo, boroba, boroba. See, I did not say doroba, and we are coming to that when it comes to the common mistakes people make when they read this or when they pronounce this letter. So when it takes kasra, we have di'afa, di'afa. I did not say di. I did not say di'afa. I said di'afa. So when it takes dhamma, we have buriba mathalun. I did not say do. So now let's get to the common errors. One of the most common error regarding this particular letter is it being pronounced as dal. When you pronounce dal fatha what? Da, right? People will just change that da to do. Da, instead of pronouncing with as and da, they will now pronounce it with us and do. And that's how they pronounce their word, which is actually wrong. So, for example, if they want to say doroba, they will say doroba. You just say doroba Allahu, doroba Allahu. This is wrong. The pronunciation is wrong. So, it's actually doroba Allahu. It's very, very common. So, instead of yadribu, yadribu, people will just say yadribu, yadribu, which is dal. And dal is a light letter. Your mouth will be flat when you pronounce dal. Da, di, do. You see? Mouth is flat. Da, di, do. But bod, bo, li, bu, bu. So there's an heaviness that will fill the mouth when you pronounce bod. So this is one of the common errors. In fact, is like the main error regarding this letter. People pronounce it as dal. And when it's take doma, instead of it to be bu, riba, people will just say do riba, do riba. You see? Do is different from bu. Buriba. Buriba is different from duriba. So let's just practice and try our best, inshallah ta'ala. When you keep practicing, you get it. It works a lot to grant us understanding. And that's it for today. Meet you in the next episode. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.